Hi, everybody. We're live. Looks like I got a couple people in here. I know. Sometimes I don't know what is a good time to set up these lives because it seems like five on a weekday seems like kind of a bad time because a lot of people are getting off work right about then. But then I have a lot of people from other places too, so I'm not really sure what time would be better. So we're just gonna for right now we're just gonna go with it and see if anybody else pops in. If not, they'll catch it on the replay. So I see that Lisa Kelson left a message. This is going to be a good one. I have read The Unbreakable Miss Lovely. She is such a strong woman. Yeah, she is. She's quite the person. I honestly, I I have to have like I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm searching for is, y'all. I wish I wrote it down. I'm giving credit where credit is due, kind of a thing. Because to have put up with all of the crap that Scientology did to her for years. And today I'm just going to kind of go over like an outline of it so it makes it seem like it's not really that much. But in reality, it's quite a bit. Hey, Cece, good to see you. We haven't really even got started yet. I'm just kind of talking a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I need to like look her up. Maybe she'd come on or something. Wouldn't that be something? Hi, Jersey Jan. Good to see you too. Marilee, it's good to see you. See, everybody comes in after a minute or two. I think it's the timing on here or the notifications. My notifications never. I set a notification for my own channel, and it never tells me that I'm live until about 10 or 12 minutes in. So you know. Anyway, y'all, this red lipstick. See, and it looks like I've smeared it right here. Oh well, it's a bit much. But see this collar, this orange looking collar. In real life, this is the color almost exactly of my lipstick. So I don't understand why I see it narrowly. Why this one, I understand that colors look different on camera and stuff. But I don't understand why this one looks orange and this one still looks red. So, I mean, they were like identical. Like I laid the little tube thing of the lip stain up to it to make sure it was going to match, and it did. So, I don't know. Aw, Cece got a notice and hooked me up to her speaker. Cool. So anyway, y'all, hi Joel. Good to see you too. We're just getting started, kind of doing a little bit of a roll call. There's not a whole lot of us here so far today, but that's okay too. Sometimes I'm less nervous if there's not very many, and sometimes I'm less nervous if there's a lot. I know that doesn't make sense. It just kind of depends on the topic, I guess, or my mood that day. So anyway, but I'm glad I see a bunch of my friends, and it makes it nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started, y'all. And anybody that comes in can just catch up or go on the replay and catch up that way, whatever they want to do. So, hello. Good to see you all here. Welcome everybody to But First Coffee. In case you didn't know, I am Susie Oberholtz. For any of you that might be new or just kind of scrolling through and being like, what's this? So anyway, I am me, and bless your heart, you're stuck with me. Anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. And if you are new, I hope you return. If you are a regular, thank you so much for being a regular. My chat means the world to me. My lurkers mean the world to me. My members, my mods, all of you just mean the world to me. And I'm not even joking about that. Y'all don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and the notification tabs as you're sometime when you're in here. It really does help, I guess. That's what they tell me. that's what uh, that's what YouTube tells me anyway. Google that it really does um, help with the algorithm. Here we go again. Marilee says it's the way the light is absorbed by different by different surfaces and materials. It's just so bizarre because I mean I have some orange looking lipstick that I guess I'll know next time, right? Like if I'm going to wear this shirt again, I'm kind of feeling like the Hamburglar, especially when this was red. It kind of really felt like the Hamburglar. But if I had known it was going to be orange, I would have worn more of an orange lipstick. I've got about every color you can imagine. Yeah. Uh, so let's see here. Anybody else? Jersey Jan, I don't remember if I said hi to you. I think I did, but I'm not for sure. Yeah. There's Mischief pretending to be me again, y'all. So uh, if it's me, I need to type Susie at the end of it or something so we know it's me. It doesn't bother me at all. I love it actually. It's amazing. She can do whatever she wants pretty much. So yeah, the Hamburglar makes me want a hamburger. We're gonna have fish and chips for dinner, so I'm gonna surprise Mark. So he's cooked dinner for the last 4 or 5 nights, so I'm gonna go ahead and cook today. Oh no. Liz is resigning too. I'm really depressed over that, y'all. I'm gonna have to talk to her and find out what is going on. Say, please, Liz. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Well, Susie, it's Orange Shirt Day in Canada, Truth and Reconciliation for the First Nations people. Thank you, Marilee. I'm all for that, right? Yeah, Mark's been making breakfast for me too on the weekends. Usually just Saturday and Sunday. Fridays, it seems like we have to get up and go places. This Friday, y'all, I don't know. I can't remember what we've got to do. Well, Wednesday we go to the eye doctor because we both got something wrong with our eyes that we don't know. They found it when we got our eyes tested. So we'll see what that says, right? And then Friday we don't have to go. Somebody got into my debit card and has been taking some money out of our bank. And so anyway, Mark got that stopped today and we filled out a deal, to try to get our money back because it's not a lot, but it's about $500 and that hurts a lot. But it's going to be 10 days before they tell us. I think it was 10 days, 10 or 15 days before they even tell us if we're going to get our money back. I'm like, oh, gosh. And then they're like, now, if this was really you and you're telling us it wasn't, that's fraud. And I'm like, it's not me. I haven't touched my credit or my debit card in months. So anyway, what a mess. So anyway, that got kind of off track there. But yeah, don't be sad. In my opinion, the second gyms are blowing steam. Well, I don't understand. I don't know, guys. I don't understand. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to my show because I'm not gonna understand sitting here. Anyway, so today I decided to tackle at least the basic rundown of the Paulette Cooper story. There's so much more to tell than what I'm going to be able to tell today, but y'all could read her books because she can tell it way better than I can. And then I do plan to do a couple more, at least one more little rundown on just her life, the life and times of her, and not just what happened with Scientology, because nobody is just one thing, right? So she had a whole life that wasn't just about Scientology. Oh, so anyway, it's kind of a crazy story, and I tried to break it down into an easier to digest way because I mean, it literally, there's just so much. There's a tiny little part towards the end that talks about um, an attempted unaliving plot, but I don't really think it'll require a trigger warning, but I had Mischief go ahead and put one just so you know, but that's what it is basically. So anyway, So we did a little bit of roll call. That was on my list. Okay, so y'all just remember our one and only rule: don't be a jerk. Which, by the way, y'all, I myself broke a few days ago, and I won't bring it up again after today. But I did make a personal apology to Nora, and she graciously accepted, and we are great again. So we'll see how that all plays out. I don't know. We're going to see. I just don't want the SPTV Foundation to like fail because of I don't even know what. I don't ever get any real answers. If there's a real reason, then I'm like, I'll be with them. You know, if they come up with some kind of legit reason. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Okay, so I'm sure that you, like me, have heard of Paulette Cooper and Operation Freakout. But I had really a very limited knowledge of what it was of either them, or, you know, Project Freakout or her. So you guessed it. I did a little bit of a deep dive. And I do have her book, and now I really want to read it because, you know, now that I have a little bit of an idea of what she went through, I'm just like curious, and I want to read her words, what she says about it. So anyway, Operation Freakout was a Church of Scientology plan to have U.S. author and journalist Paulette Cooper imprisoned or committed to a psychiatric hospital. Well, they like to do that. They don't want to be in it, but they want other people to get put there. The 1976 plan was meant to eliminate the perceived threat that Cooper was to the church. And, of course, to exact some revenge, because, you know, it is Scientology. So anyway, they wanted to get even with her, y'all, for her very, you know, highly critical book that she wrote, The Scandals of Scientology, which I also have. The church had already spent years harassing and intimidating Cooper. Hey, DOA is a fraud. It's good to see you. But it hadn't stopped her. She was just still, you know, plugging along, annoying the crap out of them. Anyway. So the FBI discovered the documents proving the plot and the preceding campaign of harassment during an investigation into the Church of Scientology in 1977. This led to the church compensating Cooper in an out-of-court settlement. End of story. So let's just chat, right? No? You don't think so? Yeah, you're right. I'm just kidding. You know me. I have to do a deep dive, y'all. I'm just going to play you for a minute there. So Cooper, a freelance journalist. Well, hello, Charlie. I thought you were Reese. So a freelance journalist and author, Cooper, a freelance, researching the Church of Scientology in 1968. So that's when she started. She wrote a critical article about the church in the British magazine Queen, which is now Harper's Bazaar. She wrote that in 1969. Of course, the church was really displeased. So they sued for libel, adding Queen to dozens of other publications in Britain that they had sued. Because, you know, especially there for a while, they like sued everybody, right? But Paulette didn't miss a beat, y'all. She's like, nah, I don't think so. Kind of like, nah, miss me with that. She expanded her article into a full-length book, The Scandal of Scientology. The church, always ripe to sue, responded by suing her in December of 1971, demanding $300,000 for untrue, libelous, and defamatory statements about the church. So here's one lawsuit, right? Then in 1972 to 1976, along came Operations Daniel and Dynamite, which I had not heard of these. So, Paulette was seen as a high priority threat after failed lawsuits and was a target of the church's guardian office, which is now OSA. From February 29th, on February 29th, 1972, the church's third most senior official, Jane Kimber, sent a directive to Terry Milner, the deputy gardener. That would have been sterling, right? Yeah, hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. He's got his back to the camera. Anyway, so she sent a directive to this Terry Milner dude he was the guardian for intelligence in the United States and instructed him to collect information about Cooper so she could be handled. Now, throughout this, there's a lot of stuff, and for the most part, I took out the Scientology speak other than like handled, because we would say that, right? So anyway, Milner ordered his subordinates to attack her any way they could and as many ways as they could. And the plan was named Operation Daniel. They especially wanted to expose her sex life. I mean, that seems completely normal for a church, right? In retaliation for the lawsuit the church levied against her, she sued on March 30th, 1972, demanding $15.4 million in damages for ongoing harassment. But that just pissed off the church even more. So they stepped up the harassment. Examples: they painted her name and phone number on street walls, those like walls that's up against the highways and stuff, so that she would get obscene phone calls. They subscribed her to pornographic mailing lists, y'all. She received anonymous death threats, and neighbors received letters saying that she had venereal diseases. I had all that happen to me. I mean, they didn't paint my name and number on a street wall, but they painted it in places for people to do that and then put it all over the internet. So anyway, so who was running like this? I mean, who was running this, right? I mean, think about it. Think about what they just did. It sounds like childish crap to me, doesn't it to you? Like high school or junior high crap, not high level thugs, mafia type members. I mean, geez, that's what they are. But the tactics that they use are just so juvenile. Anyway, it did, however, get worse, y'all. In December of 1972, the church launched a new attack called Operation Dynamite. What is the thing with naming everything? Have you noticed that? Was there an Operation Poop? Or an Operation Get Laid? Or an Operation Drink Coffee? I mean, oh, Cece, who did that to me? It was whenever I was a journalist and I had my own newspaper and I made some serious political enemies. And it was several years ago now. So it's been several years ago. They shot my windows out of my car when I was driving it too, by the way. One right next to my nephew's head. So anyway, they attempted to frame Paulette for making bomb threats against the church. Sound familiar, protesters? A woman faking collecting funds for United Farm Workers stole a bunch of stationery from Cooper's apartment, y'all. And shockingly, a few days later, the New York Church of Scientology received 2 anonymous bomb threats. The following May, Cooper was literally indicted for making bomb threats, and she was arraigned in front of a federal grand jury. The bomb threats were written on her stationery, y'all, and had her fingerprints on the paper, of course, because it was her stationery. But I mean, come on. Seriously, you would think they would need more than that. Ugh. And apparently they did. Because the charges were dropped in 1975 when the local U.S. Attorney's Office filed a not willing to pursue order. But not until the fall of 1977 did the FBI actually discover that the bomb threats had been staged by the Guardian's office. Get this, y'all. The Guardian's office staff noted, okay, now listen to this part. They noted on a list of jobs successfully completed. Okay, so they've got a little, you know how you do a little checklist? Clean the living room, dust the kitchen, or dust the dining room, clean the toilets, tick, tick, tick. They tick them off, right? They did this too. So they had a list of jobs that they had gotten done successfully, that they had successfully accomplished. Oh, well, Charlie, you fell off the chair. One of them said, conspired to entrap Miss Lovely into being arrested for a felony which she did not commit. And then it had a little note to the side that said, she was arraigned for the crime. And the FBI found this. But the church sued Cooper again in 1975 in the United Kingdom and the United States and in Australia in 1976. So they're just like, tossing those lawsuits out. Like, oh gosh. The church literally purchased and imported Paulette's book, right? They brought it into foreign countries for the purpose of then being able to sue her in jurisdictions that libel laws were more strict. So they brought her book in so people would buy it. So then they could say, oh, look, she's liable for all this stuff, Anyway, but it got worse. In 1976, Operation Freakout started. Okay? In the spring of 1976, the church decided to initiate an operation specifically to get Paulette incarcerated in a mental hospital, in jail, or at very least to hit her so hard that she would stop attacking them. The operation, called Operation Freakout Plan, had 3 channels tailored to implicate her by her Jewish descent. So they were going to use her Jewish descent against her in 3 ways that they had set up, again, on their little TikToky list, right? They got a little, tick, 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 clean the toilets, frame Paulette, Okay, so number 1 was a woman faking Paulette's voice would call and make threats to Arab consulates in New York City. What got me was everybody going to know her voice? I mean, and they would have to fake it really, really good to, I don't know what in 76, I don't know what kind of voice recognition stuff we had, which I mean, probably pretty good. I don't know, but I don't know. Seems a little, I don't know. Number 2, a threatening letter would be mailed to an Arab consulate in such a way that it would appear to have come from Paulette Cooper. I don't know how they were going to do that. And 3, a Church of Scientology volunteer would impersonate Paulette Cooper at a laundromat and threaten current President Gerald Ford and Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. And then a second Scientologist would go and inform the FBI about the threat. Now, y'all, here's my thing. Kids overplay things, right? Like if they lie, they tell way too much information, they overdo it, right? And so that's what I'm thinking about, especially this number 3. Why couldn't just some Scientologists go tell the FBI that Paulette had made threats? It didn't say that they were recording these threats or anything. It just said that this person was going to tell that person that she made threats, and then this person was going to go tell the FBI that she made threats. Why they need to stage this in a laundromat? I don't know what I'm missing. I looked all over the place, and if y'all know what I'm missing, so let me know if you know what I'm missing about why they had to stage this in a laundromat and why it needed to have 2 people when one person could have just went to the FBI. Ugh. So on April 13th, 2 more plans were put into action, into Operation Freakout, y'all. Okay, number 4 was Church of Scientology agents would gather information from Cooper so that the success of the first 3 plans could be guaranteed. I'm not even sure what that means. I don't know. Guys. Number 5, a Scientologist would warn an Arab consulate by phone that Paulette Cooper was talking about bombing it. Yeah. A 6th and final plan was added to actually rerun the 1972 plot that had not worked, requiring Scientologists to get Paulette's fingerprint on a blank piece of paper and type a threatening letter to Kissinger on that paper. Now, I know that all this had to have been dramatic back in the day, right? But I'm just like, what the hell? I don't know. It's like, what do they call those? Oh man, those cops on like those on those cartoons where they're like stupid, and they're running around. I can't think of the name that they call them. Those. Oh my god! And they're in like big black uniforms, and they got these goofy hats on, these big badges and stuff. And I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, that's what the FBI looks like in this stupid scenario. Yeah, Keystone Cops. Thank you, Joe McCoy. Thank you. I knew the name and I could not get it. So anyway, that's what the FBI looks like in this to me. And the church just looks like a bunch of kids, like a bunch of thuggy, kids. I don't get it. It's crazy. Anyway, so Guardian's office staff member Bruce Raymond noted in an internal memo, y'all, this additional channel should really have put her away. Worked with other channels, the FBI already thinks she did the bomb threats in 75. Well, I don't think they really thought it because they didn't put her in jail. Didn't prosecute her. Anyway. On March 31st of 1976, Jane Kimber telexed Henning Height, the Deputy Guardian U.S., to update him on what all had been happening. Paulette Cooper is still resisting paying the money, but the judgment stands in present time. Have her lawyers contacted and also arranged for Paulette Cooper to get the data that we can slap the wits on her. If we want legal docs from her, if we want legal docs from her, we will provide. Then, if she is still declined, this is what it said, y'all. So I'm trying to make sense out of it, but I wrote it just like what it said. Anyway, if she still declines to come, we slap the wits on her before she reaches Clearwater, as we don't want to be seen publicly being brutal to such a pathetic victim from a concentration camp. Because, she had been at a concentration camp as a child. So what happened next, y'all? Well, Operation Freakout was never put into action because on June 11th, 1976, two Scientologist agents, Michael Mesner and Gerald Bennett Wolf, were caught in the act of burglarizing a courthouse in Washington, D.C. This was part of the Guardian's Office's Operation Snow White, which was a plot to purge unfavorable records about COS and founder L. Ron Hubbard from all these different government offices and stuff. So then the Guardian's office was so busy, y'all, trying to hush up that scandal that they didn't have time to mess with Paulette Cooper for a while. So in December of 76, the Church of Scientology proposed to settle on condition that she would not republish or comment on the scandal of Scientology and agree to assign the book's copyright to the Church of Scientology of California. But on July 8th of 77, the FBI raided Scientology offices in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., seizing over 48,000 documents, y'all. 48,000 documents. The documents revealed the extent to which the church had committed campaigns of vilification, burglaries, and thefts against public and private citizens and organizations. These documents were then released to the public, enabling Cooper and the world to learn the details of Operation Freakout. She didn't even know what all they had been doing at that point. She didn't know to what extent that they were planning to do, because a lot of it they never did. They just talked about it. They just wrote little checklists. Tick, tick, tick. Anyway, during late 1977, according to an affidavit by Marjorie Wakefield, a secret meeting was held at the Guardian's office where two actual potential murders were planned. First, a young man who had defected from the Church of Scientology but had been recaptured and brought back. And the second would be the assassination of Cooper, who was to be shot in the head. Nobody knows if either of those were ever attempted. They just know that there was the plan to do it. So, in the end, nobody was indicted for the harassment of Cooper. The Church of Scientology filed at least 19 lawsuits against Cooper throughout the 70s and 80s. And Paulette said that she just kind of considered it Scientology's typical dirty tricks. So I wouldn't consider it that. I'd still be fighting them. Cooper's attorney, Michael Flynn, said it was all motivated by L. Ron Hubbard's declaration to harass and discourage Paulette, or to harass and discourage. Paulette dropped the legal actions against the Church of Scientology in 1985 after receiving an out-of-court settlement. I am sorry, y'all. So, y'all, here's my thoughts on this whole thing, and then we're going to go to chat. is it, y'all, that the FBI has all this information on all these literal illegal activities, plus the information from Operation Snow White, which we're going to look into, plus how many second and third gens who would freely testify, right? Plus, Mike Render supposedly turned over hundreds and hundreds of documents. But they still allow this criminal enterprise / cult to operate in the United States, and even better, they give it a tax-free status. So I don't get it. What I think is, who's getting a payoff? There's some money somewhere. When all this crap happens, you can just about always follow the money somewhere and figure out who's doing what. If they filed 19 lawsuits against Paulette, how many lawsuits have they actually filed? Like, in the lifetime of Scientology. Can you imagine? I mean, I need to look into that. How many have they actually filed? How many have actually been filed against them? I mean, couldn't they be gotten for constantly filing frivolous lawsuits? I'm like, I'd go after them with anything. I mean, if one of them freaking jaywalked, I'd go after them. If they I don't know, anything, I don't care what they did. Anything they do, go after them. Get them. Put them in jail for something. I mean, something has to eventually stick, right? I mean, yeah, I'm being a little facetious about, going after them for everything, but can we not go after them for something? They've got all this proof. Someone is pocketing a shitload of money, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know who it is. What do y'all think? Do you think somebody's pocketing money? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you have an idea who it might be? I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm open for discussion before she kicks me off. So I'm going to go up here and see if I can figure out where I was on the chat. And yeah, it's past here. I have a bunch of chatters today, so anyway. I'm just still upset about Liz. That just threw me. Oh, I missed something. Oh, I know what it was. Never mind. Marilee says, Susie, I think it's a stage of their separation from the Scientology mind. Yeah, effing they went through. I see it as a bit of growth for some. Might be. I don't know. I'm just worried. I'm just worried. I'm worried about the community. I'm worried about the foundation. I'm worried about the second and third gens. I'm just worried. I'm a worrier. My mom used to say, she was one to talk because she was a bigger worrier than me, but she would be like, just don't borrow trouble now. Just don't borrow trouble. And I'd be like, excuse me, where did I get it from? You. Joel says, I had my hand x-rayed and put a new cast on my broken hand today. I have the use of 4 fingers now. That will help. Yay! That's great, Joel. Very happy for you. Lisa Kelson said, hi, my sweet friends. I just popped in to say hello. I have a flare-up and all I can do is sleep. I'll be listening while sleeping. I know the feeling. I've been having some issues with my Hashimoto's, hence the swollen eyes and stuff. I finally figured out the way things were going last night that it was Hashimoto's. Cece says, how did you get her back? I know it's on her website, but not for, or her book. I know it's on her website, but not for sale. Scientology stopped publication. You got a rare copy? I got mine. Did I get mine on Amazon or eBay? I don't remember. Yeah, hi Charlie. He left. He might have went home. It's getting time for him to go home to my daddy. Joe McCoy says in 1978, the Denver Church of Scientology sued the paper I worked for. Some stuff said we lied about them. Our legal team might still be laughing. It was dropped at the first appearance. Back then, they sued everybody. Yeah, I know, right? They kind of don't do that as much now. Yeah, Ron did. He treated everybody that disagreed as bullies. Mischief Managed says our Susie is way more badass than she seems. True. Y'all, I tell you, I'm not that nice. I'm nice on here. Y'all are getting me. I mean, this is me. I'm not faking it. But I can be tough. I can, or I used to be able to be tough. I haven't had much of a reason to be tough lately, but I can be. And if it's like somebody, hurting somebody or somebody, you know, just I'm for the underdog unless the underdog's wrong. And if the underdog's wrong, I'll walk away. But if the underdog's right, then I'm for them. Cece says the raid was 8th of July, 1977. By fall, the FBI already found it. Good for them. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa, she did. She went through hell and back. Yeah, her books are on Amazon. I think that's where I got them. Yeah, maybe there was going to be a camera at the laundromat, Cece said. I don't know. Which wouldn't that seem suspicious? I mean, it's not like today where everything is recorded, right? Like today, I mean, you can't do nothing without getting caught. I had a few things that I was gonna like. You can't do this or this or nothing. Yeah, Keystone Cops. I can't believe I couldn't remember that. I had it until I wanted to say it. Yeah, $34.99 for a paperback. I didn't pay that much. I did it where you can go on there and it says other sellers, and found them over there on that list, I think. And I might have bought one. I might have bought one on eBay. But I might have paid as much as $25 for it, but I didn't pay $35 for it. Oh. And if somebody wants one and just can't find it, once I get done reading them, I will gladly pass them on. I just made lipstick up on between my nose, and oh well, I swear this is just not my day. Ah, yeah. Don't forget to check the merch store, y'all. Yeah, it has to be thousands or tens of thousands of lawsuits. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree, Mischief. It's follow the money. Oh, Cricket Cinema's in here. Good to see you. Question, Susie. I'm certain if you search old newspapers in your research, since you were once, or I'm certain, or I'm curious if, I'm sorry, I'm curious if you search old newspapers in your research since you were once in the newspaper industry. I do. I search new papers, old papers. I search everything I can find online. It's insane, y'all. I go through so much paper printing stuff off so that I can just like look at it and not have to jump back and forth between all these websites and everything. I search. It's crazy. It is really it really is kind of crazy what all I do. Yeah, it's going to take time. It'll blow over. As long as we continue to support the streamers and love everything, or the streamers we love, everything will be all right. I hope so. Susie, did you see the new community post from the professional protester? He's now saying what works and what doesn't for protesters and what they should and shouldn't do. Yeah, I saw something. Oh, Marilyn, our Susie is a major badass, no question in my mind. I can be. Yeah, I don't know where Jay went either, or if he got sued. I don't know. Y'all, I'm one of those people that I'm like, I'm sick of hearing that everything is OSA. I'm sick of hearing that everything is OSA. If somebody's washing machine breaks down, it's OSA. So anyway, today when Mark called me and he was like, well, I found out that this is coming from Oakland, California, and it's all coming from the same person, and they've taken out blah 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 on these two dates and blah 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 blah. He goes, I just don't know what it could be, and I was like, I don't know, maybe it's OSA. And he was like, shut up. And I'm like, well, I said, I finally have something that I can say it was OSA. I don't think it was OSA, but it would be kind of weird, right? Yeah, Jay is still in Texas. Oh, is he down there with all of them? Dawn Gloves is here. Hey, y'all, greetings from Southern Cough Cough, California. Oh goodness, CC said they filed 2,000 suits on IRS agents prior to 1993 tax war. Oh Lord. The washing machine breaks down and so yep. Yep, the wind's blowing, must be OSA. Jay's parents are in Texas. Good. Maybe he's with them and not. Marilee says, Susie, OSA pushed me down the stairs. I wasn't clumsy. It was all OSA. We used to say it was Aaron's fault. Now it's OSA's fault. My shirt looks orange instead of red, and it's OSA's fault, y'all. They're messing with my computer. Or my lipstick's too red. It should have been orange. I don't know. One or the other. Anyway, I think I've reached the end of chat for today. Mischief is like over here being like, we're going to finish early again. We're going to finish early. She's like a partier whenever we get done earlier. Oh, yep. It's all OSA's fault. Well, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to get this fish and chips start. Excuse me. My coffee's giving me indigestion. I forgot to take my medicine today. I'm going to go start the fish and chips so that he can have something to eat when he gets home. It's almost 6. He'll be home about 7. If I start it pretty quick, it'll be ready. So anyway, guys, if you could see her, she's on a little screen down below this screen, and she's doing this because I'm done. She see end of chat. Like she just thinks that's it. Yeah. Night all, Jersey chances. Good night to all of you guys. I'm going to go rest for about 15 minutes and then I'm going to start dinner. So I will see you guys. I love you, Dawn. Glad y'all got back and everything went great. Can't wait to see lots of more pictures. Yeah, yum, fish and chips. The chef is making spaghetti. Spaghetti sounds good too. Yeah, DOA, thanks. Thank you. I will take care and get some rest. Hope everyone gets a great rest or has a great rest of the day. Me too. Everybody just go do whatever makes you happy, just or relaxed, and have a good evening. And I will see you guys tomorrow.